Alright, you guys, welcome back to another flight from Santa Barbara to Torrance, Santa Barbara. Let's see. Welcome aboard. Let's make it happen. Alrighty, let's do this. There we are.
Our ground bearing 3209 Delta off of 25, taxi to Tower Keys.
And there we go.
Your keys.
Stuff.
3209 Delta, Santa Barbara ground, taxi Central T's via Alpha Foxtrot, hold short of runway 25.
Foxtrot, hold short of 25, 3209 Delta.
There we go, that's good. Perfect. Good to go. There we are. Alright, this one's a hot start. That's good. Good stuff, perfect. Alright, good to go. Let's get the brakes on. A little more air. Booster. Here we go. Shut this. There we go. There we go. Nice and smooth. Solid. Good stuff. Alternators come on. Positive rate of charge. Here comes the AC. Good to go. Let's get a hold of clearance delivery.
View 1 GPS runway 25 and visual approach in use. Landing and departing runway 25, runway 15 left, and runway 15 right. Notice the air emissions, 5G NOTAMs in effect for Santa Barbara Airport. For further information, contact flight service. Atlantic FBO, closed to piston engine aircraft. Use caution for personnel and equipment operating adjacent to all taxiways and runways. Use caution for hang gliders operating along the beach, 3 to 5 miles southeast of the airport, at or below 400 feet. Departures, contact clearance delivery, 132.9er. Arrivals, contact approach control, 125.4. Advise on this contact, give information, Foxtrot.
Foxtrot.
Santa Barbara Airport information, Foxtrot 2053 Zulu observation. Wind 220 at 7, visibility 10, sky conditions clear. Temperature 17, 2.11, altimeter 29er.
29er.
View 1 GPS runway 25 and visual approach in use. Landing and departing runway.
Alright, we have Foxtrot. Santa Barbara clearance, good afternoon, Cirrus 966 Tango, looking for an eastbound departure, negative services, we have Foxtrot.
Cirrus 966 Tango, Santa Barbara clearance, thanks for Foxtrot. Verify, are you an SR20 or SR22?
SR22, 6
Cirrus 6 Tango, expect runway 15 on departure, fly runway heading, maintain VFR at or below 1,500. Departure frequency 125.4, squawk 0140.
Alright, expect runway 15 and then fly runway heading. VFR at or below 1,500. Departure frequency 125.4, squawk 0140, 966, Tango.
There's 6 Tango, read back is correct, advise ground 121 time, right taxi.
Roger that, thanks, I now. Alright. 1254, I have that in the standby, tower is in the active, that's good to go. 0140 is right here, at or below 1500. We'll get that going. And we'll do runway heading. So let's get approximately 150 in there, and then we'll go ahead and sync it on the runway. There we go. Good to go. Solid. And then ground, 1217. There we go. All right, we're good to go.
Bearing 09 Delta, cross runway 25 at Foxtrot, continue via Charlie, hold short, runway 15 right.
5, continue on Charlie, hold short of 15. 3209 Delta.
Santa Barbara ground, good afternoon, Sirius 966, Tango Tango over at signature rate, taxi with Foxtrot.
Sirius 966 Tango Tango, set over ground, runway 15 left, taxi via Charlie, and advise when complete.
15 left via Charlie and negative on the run up, 6 Tango.
Right.
All right. Good to go. Good to go. There we are. 15 left should be smack ahead of us. Let's see, I could override the autopilot. Cap spin is out. There we go. Easy schmazoo. Fuel pump on, fuel selector, fullest take, mixture full rich, flaps 50, recirc mode comes off, clear left, clear right. Lights are on and trim is set for takeoff. Good to go. There's tower. Santa Barbara Tower, Sirius 966, Tango Tango short of 15 left, ready for takeoff.
Sirius 966 Tango Tango, Santa Barbara Tower, runway 15 left, cleared for takeoff, wind 190 at 5.
15 left, clear for takeoff, 966, Tango Tango. Alright, final looks clear. All looks good.
November 5 Alpha Alpha, runway 15 left, cleared for the option, wind 1806, traffic opposite base, left runway Cessna.
Alright, look for traffic and clear for the option 15 left. 5 Alpha.
Power coming up smoothly.
On the go, you want us left close for 5 Alpha.
November 5 Alpha Alpha, expect further instructions on final.
Alright, roger. 5 Alpha.
Takeoff power set.
November 5-8 Whiskey, make 1 right 360 for sequence and spacing.
And we're off.
5 Whiskey, right 360.
Flaps up.
November 8 November X-ray, runway 15 right, clear for the option, wind 1706, traffic opposite base, left runway via Cessna.
15 right, clear for the option 8 November X-ray.
November 6 Tango Tango, contact departure.
Out departure 6 Tower.
Oh, 500.
Cherokee 7645 Foxtrot, Santa Barbara approach, Santa Barbara altimeter 29er, 9er, 9er.
9er, 9er, 9er. Out departure Sirius 966, Tango Tango, 1000 climbing 1500, runway heading.
Sirius 966 Tango Tango, Santa Barbara departure, radar contact, cancel altitude restrictions, resume on navigation.
Cancel altitude on nav, thanks 6 Tower. Alright, there we go, up to full 5.
Santa 571, maintain VFR at or above 2000.
At or above 2000, 571.
And here we go. Boom. Solida. Absolutely solida. Beautiful day. What a fantastic day to fly. Alright, there we are. Look at that. Fantastic. So heading up before 5 and I'm tracking GPS. So we'll do GPS and then we'll do indicated airspeed altitude and it will maintain 110 on the speed. So the nose will lower a little bit, flaps are all the way up. Fuel pump's good. And there we go, autopilot's doing what I want it to do. Absolutely solid.
King 62, contact Point Magoo approach 123.75.
27 knot crosswind.
571, turn left heading 030.
030, 571.
November 282, Mike Kilo, contact Point Magoo approach 123.75.
1375, 2 Mike Kilo, thank you very much.
Cherokee 45 Foxtrot, contact LA Center 135.5.
35.5, 45 Foxtrot.
Sierra 6 Tango Tango, maintain VFR at or above 3,500.
VFR at above 3,500, 600.
Santa Barbara, this is 98907 Quebec. Can we transition to the West Docks area?
Cessna 98907 Quebec. Roger, follow the freeway. We remain at least 1 mile north of the freeway.
All right, we got 700 feet to go.
Freeway, remain 1 mile north of the freeway westbound, 907 Quebec.
571, 5.5 miles
feet to go.
Turn left heading 300, maintain VFR at or above 2,000 until established. Cleared practice VOR runway 25 approach.
35 knot crosswind from the left. Unbelievable.
Still established, then cleared practice approach for runway 25.
There's 45.
Number 907 Quebec, contact tower 119.7.
Over to tower 9 Quebec.
There we go. We're on our way. Easy schmazoo. Absolutely fantastic. And that's how we departed Charlie.
Bonanza 571, maintain VFR, no separation services provided.
Maintain VFR 571, thank you.
There we go. And the sun is cooking. There we go. Absolutely solid. I hope you all having a good day.
Bonanza 571, contact tower 119.7.
It's a beautiful day here in California.
Good day, 571.
Absolutely fantastic. Getting hot out there. So we'll fly through LA special flight rules.
Number 6 Tango Tango, cancel altitude restrictions, radar service terminated, squawk VFR, frequency change approved.
VFR frequency change approved, thanks so much. There you go. Let's get 2855 in there. Hear what's going on. We'll get 1201 in a little bit. And we'll dodge a little restricted airspace there. And we're good to go. There we are. Absolutely fantastic. So let's talk about a few things. Let's talk about flight following a little bit. What's flight following? What's its purpose? When does it make sense? When does it not make sense? So what is flight following? I was thinking about it the other day, and in aviation, when it comes to training, interestingly enough, there's many things. I'll just actually turn a little bit to the left here to avoid the restricted airspace ahead of me, and then we'll resume back on course. So let's revert to heading mode. Now the plane will turn left, ba-ba-boom, and there we go. We'll avoid that restricted. We got 28 knots off the left. And let's go up to 5.5 now. There we go. Boop. 110. Solid.
LA special flight rules, flight Skyhawk 78 Delta over Imperial, or 4500.
So flight following. What's flight following? What's the purpose? The whole thing. So flight following is, in aviation, a term that we use when we want to ask ATC to hold our hand. So for some reason in aviation, when we want to ask ATC to hold our hand, rather than say, hey ATC, can you hold my hand, we use the words requesting flight following. That's the professional term. And that's really all it is. There's not much to it. Flight following could be given or requested and given when you fly from one airport to another. It could be requested and given when you're just in a practice area flying around. It could be requested and given at any time for any purpose, because if you think about it, we could always want ATC to hold our hand. And by hold our hand, in airplane speak, what I mean is a separate pair of eyes looking at the traffic around you, terrain, any type of alerts that you might want to be receiving from someone else in addition to you scanning and looking. And so that's what holding my hand means. So flight following, the way I want you to think of it, is asking ATC, hey, I'd like you to hold my hand. I'd like you to pay attention to me. I'd like you to come with me along and just keep an eye on me. Keep an eye on me. Typically when that happens, ATC assigns you a beacon code. I should say always when it happens, ATC assigns you a beacon code. And they give you a squawk code, you put it in your transponder, and that way they see you on their screen as that beacon code number. So when they see that number moving around on their screen, they know, okay, that's them. That's them, and now that plane is doing whatever that pilot told me they're going to do. So the thing that many people don't know is that they can request flight following at any time for any reason. Go a little more to the right. It doesn't only have to be to get yourself from point A to point B. It could be, hey, ATC, I'm hanging out in this area for the next 30 minutes, just zipping around doing power off stalls. I'm requesting flight following. And what ATC understands from that is, hey, I'd like for you to keep an eye on me. Give me a beacon code and watch me on your screen. And if you see an airplane that might be of a factor to me, please let me know. That's what flight following is. That's all there is to it. So now the million-dollar question becomes, is flight following always a good thing to pick up and request and receive, always? And the answer is not necessarily. The answer is not necessarily. While flight following has its benefits, if you think about it, ATC in your ear, especially in a busy airspace with lots of traffic and lots of potential for them to keep bothering you with alerts and frequency changes if you're flying through different approach sectors, it could become a huge distraction. It could become a huge distraction, especially if you're a newer pilot trying to figure things out and you're easily falling behind the airplane. If you add this to your workload, a controller who speaks fast, who's giving you instructions using verbiage you're not fully familiar with, it could become a big distraction very, very quickly. So generally speaking, the way I think of flight following is, every time you want to get flight following for any given mission, you should ask yourself the following question. Is flight following on this mission going to increase or decrease the overall safety and situational awareness of my flight? And you'll be shocked and amazed how sometimes the answer to that question is, it's actually going to take away, it's going to hinder the safe operation that I'm undertaking. It's going to hinder my situational awareness. It's going to distract me. And if you think about it, for traffic, we live in a day and age where most glass cockpit airplanes, with ADS-B out, especially being a requirement, we live in a day and age where you can pretty much see the traffic in your area before ATC even comes on and gives you a heads up. I'm not saying that ATC as a separate pair of eyes is not good, but what I'm saying is we have a lot to go off of ourselves. So especially in this day and age, it makes it even more true that if the answer to your question is that flight following on your operation will result in distraction, in chatter in your ear, and it will throw you off, don't do it. Don't ask for flight following. Because ultimately, no matter what it is we do when flying, as long as we stay within the legal realm, we don't want to do things that will hinder our ability to safely fly the airplane. And if flight following happens to be that thing that will do that, then we don't want to do flight following, at least not on that mission. So that's something to keep in mind. Many people think every time I fly, I need to pick up flight following. Not true. Ask yourself, is it going to increase or decrease the overall performance of mine as a pilot? And sometimes the answer is yes, sometimes the answer is no. Now, that said, for those of you training in busy airspaces, especially like Los Angeles or really any busy airspace, what flight following, some of the benefits of flight following, beyond just ATC keeping an eye out on you and giving you traffic and terrain alerts, is it actually puts you in what's called two-way radio communication with approach, with ATC. And when you have two-way radio communication, it allows you, it enables you to fly through certain types of airspaces without talking with anyone. Which is incredible. Which is incredible. And so that's something to keep in mind. Many times in the LA area, in fact, most times in the LA area, when I pick up flight following, it's not for the purpose of them telling me, you know, where to go, what to do, and traffic. It's nice when they give me a heads up, but I see traffic, right? I got some good stuff in the airplane technology that shows me all the traffic that they show me. But the purpose, most of the time in the LA area, is airspace transition. It's the ability to fly through Charlies and Deltas without having to think about it. It's an incredible benefit. And so for that alone, sometimes it's worth picking up flight following. But again, as long as the extra noise in your ears and the communication with ATC that's required on your part, as long as that doesn't take away from you operating the airplane safely and being able to concentrate on the mission. And each one of you is able to answer that for yourself at your specific skill level and familiarity and comfort with the airspace, whatever it might be. So keep that in mind. There's many benefits to flight following. Many, many benefits. So that's pretty much what it comes down to. Flight following sometimes is good, sometimes is bad, sometimes makes sense, sometimes doesn't make sense. It has tremendous benefits to it when it comes to transitioning airspace. Even when it comes to flying through Bravos, yes, you still need an explicit clearance, but you're already talking with those who can give it to you. And many times when you're on with them, you'll tell them what altitude you want to go to. They realize, wait a minute, that altitude will take you right into my Bravo. And they'll use initiative, and on their own, they'll say, you know what? You're cleared through the Bravo at or below or at or above a certain altitude. So you could even get Bravo transitions sometimes without even asking for it when you're on flight following. So something to keep in mind. Lots of great benefits, but don't do it if it will hinder your ability to accurately and properly and safely control the airplane and fly the mission. Just something to think about. There we go. So what we'll do here is I'll begin a nice descent and head here to the shore to go under the class Bravo of LAS, the 5,000-foot Bravo, and we'll head down to special flight rules, which are going to be 3,500 feet for. So here we go. I'm going down to 3,500 feet. And I'll do vertical speed and altitude. There we are. And I'll go ahead and reduce power nicely. There we go. There we are. Perfect. And I'll head this way. fact, if I do direct enter, now I want to head to the shoreline before that, so we'll just keep the heading coming. There we go. Just past Camarillo off our left. Camarillo. Perfect. Beautiful descent. Let's see what this is saying. There we are. Perfect.
That's right, Rose, white, blue, mooney, northwestbound, 4,300.
Let's go 1201 at this point, just so we don't forget. We're at 2855. And we'll track the 132 radial off the Santa Monica VOR at 3,500 feet. Comes the shoreline. And we're good on the fuel. And all looks good. Beauty. All right, 400 feet to go. There we go, I'll level off here in a minute. Airspace is no factor. And we should be nicely below the Bravo. Point Doom is coming up right here on the left. 100 feet to go. There we go, we'll add some power.
Hermosa Beach Pier.
There we are. Solid. Absolutely solid. There we go, and we'll follow the shoreline. So flight following, hope that makes sense. Flight following, flight following, flight following. Always ask yourself, is this going to help me? Is this going to not help me? Let's talk about another thing, another fun little thing. Let's talk about some night definitions. Night definitions. How many night definitions are there according to the FAA? What constitutes night? So there's three different type of things in flying that have three different types of definitions that constitute night for them. Three different times. Keep this along the coast. So the first one is position lights. Position lights legally are required at night to be on. The second one is logging nighttime. So how do you know in your logbook to put your flight time under day or night? At what point of the day do you cross over to start logging that flight time as night? And the third one is for the purpose of passenger carriage currency. So if you want to carry passengers at night, you need to have conducted your 3 takeoffs and landings at night. Well, when is night? At what point in the day can I begin doing that, and that time will constitute night? So those are three different things in flying that actually each one of them has a different time of day that constitutes night. That means night. So let's start with position lights. Let's start with position lights. So with position lights, night is from sunset to sunrise. Easy. Sunset to sunrise is when I need to legally have my position lights, my nav lights on. And those are the ones that the boats have. It's the green and the red on the edges of the wing, right? So at night, if you see green crossing in front of you, you know the plane is going from left to right. If you see red, it's right to left, because you're seeing the left wing. So position lights, sunset to sunrise. Now, when do you start logging nighttime? You're flying an airplane. When do you start logging nighttime? So for the purpose of logging nighttime, night is from the end of civil twilight to the beginning of civil twilight. Roughly, if you want to ballpark it, it's pretty much 30 minutes after sunset. It's about 30 minutes before sunrise. If you want a rough ballpark, give or take. Otherwise, you could Google your area end of civil twilight. And for the purpose of passenger carriage, when do you need to conduct those takeoffs and landings? That, the FAA, here's the FAA's philosophy. The FAA says, you know what? If you want to put other people's lives in danger, not only yours. I heard once a pilot say the FAA doesn't care if you kill yourself, but if you want to put other people's lives in danger, you really need to be careful, and there's a lot of stuff that you need to do. Now, it's a joke, but what he meant by that is, and hopefully this will help you remember it, the FAA says if you want to carry passengers at night, we want your experience, we want your proficiency level to be nice and good. So the FAA says those landings that you need to do at night, we want it done not just, you know, when it's kind of like dusky out. We want it done when it's nice and dark. So guess what? For the purpose of your landings to carry passengers, night is from 1 hour after sunset to 1 hour before sunrise. So think of it when it's nice and dark. The FAA wants you doing those takeoffs and landings when it's actually nice and pitch black dark out there. So that's the thinking. Those are the three different types of nights for three different purposes. Purpose number one is position lights. Purpose number two is the logging of night time in your logbook or night landings. And then purpose number three is for the currency, those takeoffs and landings that you need to conduct every 90 days for the carriage of passengers at night. Those have to be done between 1 hour after sunset to 1 hour before sunrise. And those are the three different types of night. Three different types of night. And that's that. Many people get it confused. Many people don't know there's three different types of nights. But it's easy. Really, really, really easy. There we go. So now we're under the Class Bravo 5,000 foot shelf. And we're headed towards Santa Monica. I got a little crosswind there, so we'll go ahead and turn a little bit into it. And there we are. Looking good. Let's go ahead and switch tanks. There we go. Absolutely solid.
Multiple cranes in the vicinity of Torrance Airport. Check NOTAMs for more information. All aircraft, read back, hold short instruction and runway assignment with call sign. Advise on initial contact. You have information at Zulu.
Zulu.
Airport information, Zulu 2047, Zulu observation. Wind 280 at 14, visibility 10, sky clear. Temperature 20, dew point 11, altimeter 29907. ILS, runway 29 right approach in use, landing and departing runways 29er.
29
North
right.
Tower frequencies are split. North Tower 133.07, South Tower 124.0. Runway 29 left ASCII unserviceable. Taxiway Hotel between runway 29 right and taxiway Alpha closed daily 0230 through 1400. 5G NOTAMs are in effect within the vicinity of Torrance Airport. Contact flight service for more information. Multiple cranes in the vicinity of Torrance Airport. Check NOTAMs for more information. All aircraft, read back, hold short instruction and runway assignment with call sign. Advise on initial contact. You have information at Zulu.
Information Zulu. All right, just because he mentioned the word dew point, let's talk about it a little bit. So we hear temperature dew point a lot in the ATIS recordings. So what is that? What's that about? Temperature dew point. So what happens when we reach the dew point, when the temperature reaches its dew point? So here's how I want you to think of dew point. Dew point is nothing more, nothing less than the air being 100% saturated. That's it. So if I have a bottle, and the bottle is half full, according to what I just said, how much water will I have to fill the bottle in order for the bottle to reach its dew point? And the answer is, I'll have to fill the bottle. The bottle's ability to hold moisture needs to be at 100% in order for it to be 100% saturated, aka reaching its dew point. Make sense? Now, a bigger bottle, I could add more moisture to it prior to it reaching its dew point. So here's what we're getting at. An air mass reaching its dew point has nothing to do with quantity, because different air masses, like different bottles, can hold more or less moisture. The only constant here is that when that given bottle, that given air mass reaches 100% of its ability to contain moisture, we call that professionally relative humidity, which is a term you're probably familiar with. Relative humidity, so 100% relative humidity, it reaches its dew point. That's where the dew point occurs. So when you hear the temperature dew point on the ATIS, temperature is how much water is in the bottle. Dew point is how much water the bottle can hold, or how big is the bottle. And every air mass, every given different day, can hold a different amount of moisture prior to the moisture reaching 100% of the ability of that air mass is reached. So temperature is how much is water is in the bottle. Dew point is how big is the bottle, meaning how much more we can add to the air prior to it becoming 100% saturated. Let's go ahead and turn. There's Santa Monica. So what happens when the air becomes 100% saturated? And let's slow down here a little bit because they don't want us going too fast through LA special flight rules. So when the air becomes 100% saturated, it cannot hold and contain and conceal anymore from you. And so what happens is, we get visible moisture in some form. Think of it this way, if I add more water to this bottle than the bottle could contain, what will happen? It will spill over, and I'll see it. So think of the dew point being reached as the moisture spilling over, because the air can't hold anymore. It's 100% relative humidity. It can never hold 101%. It can never hold 102%. So it spills over and becomes visible in the form of fog, clouds, dew, a mist, whatever it might be. Now, why is that important? Well, if you're a VFR pilot and the temperature dew point spread is small and decreasing, let's say it's around sunset time and we know the temperatures are cooling, guess what? Might not be a good idea to go fly and then come back an hour later and you can't make it into the airport.
LA, such flight rules, going as 84 Romeo Whiskey, 4 northeast to Santa Monica to enter 3500 southbound, such flight rules.
Anyhow, so that's a general gist of what dew point means. Temperature is what the temperature is. Dew point is what temperature this air mass would have to cool to in order for the air mass at that temperature to be at 100% of its ability of holding moisture. So the moisture isn't changing, but the air mass along with the temperature changes the amount of moisture it can contain. And as the air mass cools, it can contain less and less and less and less. Why? And I don't want you to ever forget this. Here's something you'll never forget. You ready for this? Write this down. Write this down. Cold air is always dry air. Cold air is always dry air. So the cooler it becomes, the less moisture the air mass can contain. Think of it, the cooler it becomes, the smaller the bottle becomes, the quicker it will spill over per a given quantity. Make sense? So that's temperature dew point. All right, here we go. 2855, 1201, 3,500 feet. We're good to go. LA Special Flight Rules, White Cirrus, 3,500 heading southeastbound over Santa Monica. LA Special Flight Rules. Easy schmazoo.
Over Santa Monica, 3,500, got that Cirrus in sight, Special Flight Rules.
Are they over Santa Monica? Oh, they're behind us. They are behind us. Anyhow, so temperature dew point. I hope that makes a little bit of sense. And it's the same reason when you put leftovers in a plastic container into the fridge and you come back later and open it up and it's all wet, where did that moisture come from? The answer is when you sealed the container, that air mass had a given amount of moisture. As hours went on and the container was in the fridge, its temperature cooled, and we said cold air is drier, it can hold less moisture, but the moisture amount hasn't changed in there. It's just now not contained because the air inside can't hold and conceal it. So as the temperature of the air mass inside the container cools in your fridge, the moisture, it reaches 100% saturation, it reaches its dew point, and the moisture becomes visible. And next time you come and open the container, you see all of that moisture, it gets all wet. Same exact thing. LA Special Flight Rules, White Cirrus over Bologna Creek, 3,500 head southeastbound, LA Special Flight Rules.
Special Flight Rules, 184, Romeo Whiskey, Bologna Creek, 3,500 southbound, Special Flight Rules.
How do I look from the back?
Looking good, got you in sight.
There we go. I was always curious what I looked like from behind. All right. There we go. Torrance in sight. And we have Zulu. And we're good to go. Let's just make sure of that again. Let's see. LA Special Flight Rules, White Cirrus, 3,500 over LAX, heading southeastbound, LA Special Flight Rules. Yeah, I have Zulu.
For Romeo Whiskey's in trail, and I'll be going to Hawthorne.
Yeah, I'm headed to Torrance.
Sounds good.
There we go.
Chico, tonight 171 Lima, 3,500. 7 miles north goes Santa Monica Airport, south eastbound.
All right. LA Special Flight Rules, White Cirrus, 3,500 over Imperial Highway, heading southeastbound, last call, LA Special Flight Rules. All right, here comes VFR.
Romeo Whiskey's at LAX, last call going to Hawthorne.
Here comes Torrance Tower, and we have Zulu. Start at nice descent. Vertical speed, altitude will reduce power. Torrance Tower, good afternoon, Cirrus 966 Tango Tango, just had a Special Flight Rules zip down and land with Zulu.
Cirrus 966 Tango Tango, Torrance Tower, good afternoon, make right traffic going 29 right.
Right traffic, 29 right, 6 Tango, good afternoon.
Spring 1 Sierra Lima, turn off on Echo contact ground. Up on Echo contact ground 1
And we're good to go. We're pretty much right traffic for 29 right.
Spring 5 Sierra Lima, running 29 right, clear for the option.
29 right, for the option 5 Sierra Lima. And can I do a short approach?
Spring 5 Lima, short approach approved.
5 Sierra Lima.
Charlie, Spark VFR.
Change crew 210 North Zulu.
Let's go a little more there, and we'll turn a little bit to the right.
November 2 Victor Charlie, squawk VFR.
2 Victor Charlie, what was that?
Squawk VFR.
November 2 Victor Charlie, will squawk VFR.
Sometimes you can hear it in controller's voices. They're kind of over it. God bless them. God bless them. God bless them.
Information Alpha, current altimeter 2995. Wind 27019.
Pressure's decreasing.
There's 6 Tango, runway 29 right, clear to line.
Runway 29 right, clear to line, 610 now. Alright, there's the runway. We're good to go. All looks good. Alright. Autopilot goes away. There we are. 29 right, will be our touchdown point. Flaps count 50. Looking good. Final looks clear.
Yes, OSR 5 Chili muffles
Link 5 Philly, number 2 following service on half mile right base, runway 29 right, clear to land.
29 right, clear to land, number 2, 5 Chili
500.
500. 500. Flaps 100. Mixture full rich, fuel pump on. Good to go.
November 2 Victor Charlie, frequency change approved.
2 Victor Charlie, frequency change approved, thank you.
To Victor Charlie. And we're down. And we'll make Charlie off the left.
There's 6 Tango, left Charlie, contact ground.
Left Charlie, contact ground, 6 down. Welcome to Torrance. Welcome to Torrance, Torrance, Torrance. Torrance ground, Cirrus 966 Tango Tango, clear of 29 right on Charlie, request taxi to East Tees.
Number 966 Tango Tango, Torrance ground, taxi East Tees via Charlie Alpha, great day.
East Tees via Charlie Alpha, thanks so much, 26 now down. Alright. Nice people. Nice people. All right, you guys. Hope you enjoyed the flight. Hope you come back, see us again real soon, because we know these days you have lots of choices when it comes to air travel. And we always appreciate y'all stopping by. Clear right, clear left. Hope you guys are out there flying.
Torrance ground, Cessna 433 Foxtrot Romeo at Charlie, taxi 29 right with Alpha.
So your call sign at Charlie?
433 Foxtrot Romeo.
432 Fox Romeo, Torrance ground, 29 right, taxi via Charlie Alpha Juliet.
29 right, Charlie Alpha Juliet, 433 Foxtrot Romeo.
Thanks, and you said Alpha, right?
With Alpha.
103 Fox Romeo, understand you have information, Alpha, thank you.
Torrance ground, good morning. Good afternoon, fling 8660 Lima. At the field pit, request 29 right with information Alpha, please.
8660 Lima, Torrance ground, 29 right, taxi via Echo Alpha Juliet.
Echo Alpha Juliet, 29 right, 866. Thank you.
Hope you guys are out there flying, and if you're not flying...
Flying 865, Sierra Lima, clear 29 right on Charlie, taxi right is flying.
8660 Sierra Lima, Torrance ground, taxi flying via Charlie.
And if you're not flying, I hope you guys get into flying. Like I always say, it is worth it. It is rewarding.
You're going to follow a Cessna behind and to your left on Alpha.
What is this, not 6 Sierra Lima?
Thanks, sir. 103 Fox Romeo, swing ahead and your right is going to join Echo, but they're going to pass behind you.
2 Foxtrot Romeo.
Five Sierra Lima, your company is going to join Echo ahead of you.
Roger, 5 Sierra Lima.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
6 Sierra Lima, you're going to see your company off your left. They're going to pass behind you.
6 Sierra Lima.
Company off your left. All right.
6 Tango behind it to your right, city vehicle going eastbound, use caution.
Roger that, set down. Oh, yeah, right there. Inside. Inside.
5 Sierra Lima, vehicle heading your right. Now they're off your left.
Yeah. That's what I say.
All right, clear right, clear left. There we go. Solid. Solid. There we go. Nose wheel straight. There we go. All right, you guys, hope you enjoyed the flight, and get out there and get flying. And if you are flying, work through it. It'll pay off. It'll be worth it. All right, y'all. Have a good day. Flaps up. Everything's good. All righty. Solid.